TV, a broader perspective.
Imagine waking up one morning and you notice that we have the first female president in Nigeria. How will you feel? Something good? Some person will say, God forbid. Yes, that God forbid is the reaction that everybody will want. But trust me, it's going to be a good one. This is to welcome you to Gender Corner on Beam Television. And my name is Blessing Ambrose. Today we want to look at women in leadership. Some persons have said that women are the best managers. Women give a woman an opportunity and see the woman change things around. So on this program, we look at those issues, we look at those things that affect women. We bring in women of timber and caliber, like some persons will say, to talk about some certain things that concern women and see how we can shape the society, because women are builders, not destroyers. So we'll go on a short break. When we return, I'm going to unleash what we have in the package for you today. But until then, stay on and call your friends, call your enemies, call your acquaintances, or to come join this program, Gender Corner on Beam Television.
Beam TV, a broader perspective.
You're welcome back. This is still Gender Corner on Beam Television. My name is Blessing Ambrose. Like I told you before we went on that short break, that we have women from all sectors that have occupied one position of leadership or the other. And today we want to share their experiences. How does it feel like to be in position of leadership, both in the house and outside the secular world? What are those things that they've seen, that they still have a balanced life? They come back home, they are still managers in the home, they are still wives, they are mothers, they are sisters, they are everything, and they go out there, they still perform optimally.
TV, a broader perspective.
So we are going to talk about women in leadership. Ambassador Chukas, you've occupied, you are currently sitting as an executive member in various reputable boards, organizations within and outside Nigeria. You've occupied so many leadership roles. How does it feel to be in the leadership position as a woman?
It's exciting and quite interesting because I'm coming from an environment that's very patriarchal, not just my immediate environment, but as we know the country to be, where when you speak of a woman in leadership, it brings a lot of tension because it's, first of all, dismantles some of the gender norms that society holds, that a woman is trying to hold leadership positions, managing resources and managing people. So yes, it feels exciting, and I love the fact that a lot of women now, seeing how other women have gone before them to lead, is inspiring a lot of women to take up that bold step to lead. And then leadership is not just in politics, it's across different strata of the society.
Mrs. Franciscan, as a journalist, which you have to interface with a lot of people, the high, the mighty, and the low, women, men, and everybody, how do you manage the pressure that comes from everybody and still maintain sanity?
Okay, so first off, being somebody who is gender sensitive, I look at everything with a gender lens. Now, there are instances where you have people wanting to breathe down on you because they think you are female. And they forget the fact that, yes, you may be the male, but you're not the person on this side of the table. I've had a situation where I had on my set 2 guests. One was a very seasoned barrister. The other one was a barrister too. She's a female. She was an executive in the MBA in Abuja. And because she's female and I'm female, we've done a lot of things together. So I guess she was more comfortable on set and she was able to do better justice to the discussion. You wouldn't believe the male got angry. And it took a lot to keep him on set till the end of the discussion. I could see him itching to leave. When we stepped out of the studio, he said, "You brought her to show me off," as in I brought her to outshine him. He's been used to coming to the program before. It's been just him and we talk and how do I call it? He sounds very intelligent, but here was a woman bringing perspective to discussions. And she kept saying respectfully. Each time she would make an intervention or, second or argue with what he has said, she would say respectfully, with all due respect, but it kept getting to him. What am I saying? The male that we deal with, they are used to being dominant. So it takes a lot, to have a grip on yourself and know that, no, you have to let them understand that it's a world of equal opportunities. There's no reason why you should be the only one shining. And in fact, nobody wants to take your shine. Everybody just wants to do their thing and go. It's a male world in their thinking, but we are trying to redefine it and let them know it's, there's a pedestal where both male and female can stand and shine equally and make the world a better place.
Okay, Becky, the resistance, like she just said, there are times that you have to lead. That's the opportunity that you have. That's the role that you are called to do. But you see, you have this resistance from men. How have you been able to manage the resistance and still do what you have to do without stepping on their toes?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm part of the CSO, so we don't need to be scared. For me, I've been able to build resilience in leadership based on my capacity. That's building capacity and then making them understand that I know how to do it. See, most of these men feels you don't know how to do it. You're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to do this. And what do you have to bring on the table? Blah, 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 and all of this. Most times when I go to the community to sensitize women, I tell them, build capacity, empower yourself, be ready. So that whenever these men are talking, you know that you have something to put on the table. Not that you are going to outshine them, but for them to realize that you are also fit to also do what you are expected to do. And that's why now we are actually very excited and very happy seeing the fact that women are beginning to be involving and engaging in the society.
Alicia, you've been the president coordinating women, different groups and all of that, which you have to interface with men. It's still the same question. How does it feel to be in the front line, leading women? You have to approach men, you have to lead men, you have to pave way for other women to come in. How has it been feeling?
For me, it's been an interesting experience. Initially, we did a lot of work within offices, sitting down with those who are a little bit, who are exposed and educated, and then having to go into communities to engage elders, even young people. The thought pattern of both men and women out there is that women shouldn't actually come leading. Both men and women. They feel that, women feel that, we are encroaching. you know, and for the men, they feel that we shouldn't be there at all. You know, there had been instances where, you know, I led teams to some communities, and the men in the community pretended that they didn't know that I'm the team lead. Even when they were told that, she's the one that led us to this place, so she's the one going to talk. They still brought things to the front of my my male colleague, and they still expected that he will say something, you know. So because we had experienced it before, he just stood and said, you know, thank you for having us here, but you know, it's the team lead that will speak. She will start the discussion, and she will tell you why we are here, you know. And they were taken aback. Of course, when the issue of kola nut came and everything, I respectfully told them that I know that it's the men that break kola nuts, that they should do that, you know. One of them even said, maybe I should touch it first. And I said, no, in the Edo culture, I cannot. So that issue. So they were happy that I knew them. I had an understanding of where they were coming from. And that's really very, very important in our culture, that we should make people know that we know what the situation is, but things are changing. The dynamics have changed. You know, in the past, it was expected that only men would support at home. Only men will bring money to pay school fees, to feed people in the house. But today, it just cannot happen. It's not possible for us to leave everything to the man to do. Many of them believe that women that get to the top because they lay down with somebody. Our women don't do that. Most of our women, you know, they get there with their brains. And they get there. I'm telling you, most women.
Just like she said, it's very pertinent for you to have good knowledge about everything around you. I do culture and tourism program, and I can remember when I went to one village, I like observing rules. By then, I was not really versed with traditional norms and patterns of doing things. So I called one of my friends. I said, come, he's into culture and tradition. I said, I'm going for this program. We're supposed to meet the traditional rulers and all of that. So I said, come with me. Because when you go to a palace, there are some places you don't need to go. Yeah. As a woman, there are some things you don't need to do. So I called him. Before I stood up, I was a team lead, and I was the smallest. So all of them, imagine packing all the traditional rulers, and then all of them are listening to you. So you have to know what is obtainable in that place. That's when they'll respect you.
Yes. Yeah.
When they know that you are versed, they'll respect you. I set this tone for you to ask you the question, because you're single, right? You are there. And seeing a single person doing so much, being in the front line, there are so many thoughts that wrap around men folk, that, oh, is this, is that. What is it? How does it feel like? How does it make you to either push ahead or retrace your steps?
Okay, so for me, I think my principle has always been do what you can do and move on. Because irrespective, if you bring yourself down, all in the name of you're trying to please someone, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? So why don't you just do it and move on? I was going to cite an example. So when it has to do with you actually putting your foot down or doing a particular thing. I was in one of our communities one day, and one of the, according to them, he's one of their chiefs, but he has never met me. So my program manager goes to the community, so they knew her. But they told me, oh, there was an issue with one of these infrastructure we're using. So I took artisan to the place to go, but with a friend who drove me down. And the man came in and said, who are you? What are you doing here? So I was trying to explain myself to him that, oh, I heard this, so I came here to. The man was like, no, you not even looked at me. Why am I even talking to you when there's a man here? I was like, okay. So he went to meet my friend. My friend was like, no, be me, you go follow talk. Now the madam, but he kept like, no, you cannot be talking to a lady when a man is here. Blah. So I had to call the chief and say, I'm in your community and someone is, asking questions. I don't know who he is. And when the man came and said, madam, welcome, blah, blah. I wasn't like, oh, it's okay, girl, but I don't know. This person said this and this. And immediately the man said, Now, Madam be this, so forget say she's small. Now she they bring all the money and all of that, and she's the one in charge of this project and all. Then immediately the man switched. I'm sorry, I didn't know you had this and oh, is that your other? So I felt bad because what if I wasn't, that's maybe influential in a way? What if I wasn't doing a project in that community? So it would have still been the same thing. Well, because I'm a lady, you can't address me. And because I'm a lady, I can't tell you. It's just conversation. I am here for a particular thing, right? But it doesn't even want to listen to who I was and all. So I've seen that a whole lot. And that's why I just knew in my head that just do what you can do and leave. And I've also seen instant, just like you said, I'm single. So, in fact, when it has to do with throwing stuff at me, oh God, I hear that every time. I say that every time.
All right.
Thank you, Mama.
Madam CEO, the belief that once a woman gets this, the other side of life will be tilting. It is very difficult for a woman to have a balanced life. How have you been able to manage your CEO position, your wife position, and your mother position?
I know that my team will be laughing now because we did a session on this last week. And as if I knew you were going to ask me something around there, and I just opened my Bible. And Proverbs 31 says, she opens her mouth with wisdom. That's verse 26. And her tongue is the law of kindness. Being a woman is already complicated. That you are born a woman, you're born complicated. You're handling tons of emotions. You're handling tons of hormones every day. You're waking up today, you're smiling, and tomorrow you're waking up, you're not smiling. You're waking up today and you have your way parted out. You think you know what you're going to do tomorrow. You're waking up all confused, So it's a whole lot. Women are going through tons of emotions every day. And then being a woman that is leading is also a huge responsibility. But one thing, women are built with so much strength. You're built with so much wisdom. It takes wisdom to be a woman, to run a home. So if you're a woman and you run a home successfully, you are indeed a wise woman. And then you can run any other part of your life. That's the truth. If you're successful in your home, you can be successful anywhere.
Okay, so the tip of that is you have to be wise.
Yes. So for me, to be honest with you, wisdom has come to the table to play. I read Proverbs like every other thing every day because you must work in wisdom. Like every other person I've shared, dealing in the society is a whole lot of complication. I had a practical experience when I was, we had a jail delivery exercise at Kuje prisons, and the officer there in charge, we had a clash, and they made a statement, say, you're not supposed to talk, you're a woman. And I looked at them because one thing that I do as a person is that when I go to a place, I don't introduce myself as a CEO. I just go there as a normal person because I don't think you should address me differently because you know that I'm a CEO. I'm a human being. Address me as a human being first, So I want to say that wisdom applied, and that man is my very close friend now. You understand? Now to go back to your question, one thing I appreciate God for is the fact that I have a very supportive husband.
Good. Please let's clap for the husband. And for every other husband that are supportive.
I must tell you that my life, the entirety of my life, is because I married God's ordained man for me. Because it's either today is playing it. Of course it should. It's either he's the one supervising me or the one saying, my love, you say you want to submit a report and you're still sleeping. I remember when I was breastfeeding Jasmine, say, you're using Jasmine as an excuse. So there's meeting, you say you want to submit a report. Oh yeah, now go and submit the report, And is either telling you that, look, I am not afraid of you. As I'm mentioning your name, Lucy James Abagi, that's my name. So to the ends of the earth that you will tour, my name has gone to those places. And so I'm going to support you to any level. Becoming a CEO was my husband. I did not want to accept it. He said, they say send CV now. I said, these people want to carry their problem on my head. He said, send CV. And he's been there every step of the way. because you know what? Working in the NGO space is very demanding. You're either in Nigeria tomorrow, next tomorrow you're either in Spain, next tomorrow you're traveling to Taraba, next tomorrow you're going to work. I was carrying my baby, I was going to Maiduguri for work, community work. Imagine I didn't have a supportive husband. You say, Auntie, we prayed for how many years for this child to come? You're going to Maiduguri with my child. Who are you going to save? So I have that, I call it backing, fortification. My own front is strong because there's a man that has seen that, look, you're not a threat to me. You're a blessing. You're that gift of God to bring forth his plan here, and I'm going to support you all the way. So you can be assured that I am balanced. You understand? I have a balance. And many women don't have this because wisdom has not come to the table. You understand? There is a how to get to everything you want to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, we like celebrating people that have made outstanding impact. They're successful in any area of your life. If you're successful in the home, trust me, it's a whole lot of things.
That's right.
For you to be married for 25 years is a no mean feat. People have entered marriage and then 3 days they are out. They say, I don't do again. But for 25 years, and you're still a lawyer, there's this notion, let me stay on you. There's this notion about lawyers. That lawyers say, you want to marry a lawyer? Argument in the house, she wants to be the Lord. My Lord, will I be able to do my Lord all the time? Please tell us, how has it been that you are shocked? If this woman wants to talk about the husband, even you, as a single person, you say, go, why me? Am I at school? And she has a supportive husband as well. So,
Okay, thank you so much. And it's exciting being a woman and being successful at what you do. And like I always tell the ladies that I've mentored over the years, I said, the truth is you can actually have a balanced life. The first thing is orientation of your mind, all right? And I remember this same thing you said 25, 30 years ago when we were in law school and all that. There is that mind about women lawyers. They are hard. They don't want to hear, because we have the opportunity of standing in the court. Someone as old as your father is there and you're cross-examining the person. But that does not remove the aspect that you are a human being first of all. There are core values for everybody. There is respect. One of us talked about being in a space, and when she was told she shouldn't talk, you said, ma, sir, with a smile. Our journalist talked about the woman, a lawyer too. She was saying, with all due respect. And the thing about ladies is sometimes you forget the aspect of respect and you become combative. A lot of women do that because already your mind tells you they are going to look down on me because I'm a woman. So you come with war. And that is why women come with war into the marriage already. You see people that say, okay, I'm going to just give it. If he talks rubbish, I walk out. So now already your mindset is I'm going in for confrontation. And what does that do to you? You see, this our mind, we can monitor it, we can change it, we can adjust it. And so when you enter the marriage already, knowing that you are here for war, any little thing looks like war. Because you're prepared for war. So even when it doesn't look like war, your mindset is war. So you keep doing. So for me as a person, I remember just before getting married, one woman called me. She was in her mind trying to advise me. She said, CEO, tighten your seatbelt. I'm telling you the truth. She said, tighten your seatbelt. I'm telling you. See, manage yourself. When they talk, arrange yourself. And now, 25 years after, I remember her. To her mind, that was the best advice she could give me. No. If I had arranged myself, I wouldn't be here 25 years after. So what I would say is, lawyers are normal people. For young men there that want to marry lawyers, please, by all means, go ahead and marry us. There are good ones. as a woman, there is a place for submission. Women are strategic in nature. And so one thing about me is I stoop to conquer. And that initial time, I came in not as combative. I came in with love, with respect, with submission. There are some of the things where maybe when next I have time, I will share the details. Some of the things I did at the initial part of my marriage was to set a foundation for what I am enjoying now. Respect is reciprocal. Then know your what. Several of us have talked about building your capacity. Build your capacity as a woman of worth. And when you build your capacity, there are people that look at you and say, well, but when they see what you bring, automatically respect comes. Our challenge is that we want to prove who we are first without building capacity. So when they see us, they just see us. They don't see the content and the substance. And this is what has helped me. And I also prioritize my family. I had to turn down some jobs. Yes, I would say it. I had to turn down some jobs which was going to be draining. There are some jobs that drain you. You lose your self-worth, you lose yourself. So I had to be careful about the jobs I picked. So I picked the jobs that would tally with my goals because I set realistic goals. Right now, I can do anything, go anywhere because there are some goals I have achieved. I have adult children now, working class among them and all that. So there are some things they will even tell you move. I also buy into that supportive husband. So as a woman, those of us that are single, what do you look at before you enter in? Yes, I know there is no construction. There is no way of knowing the mind's construction on the face. Yes, but walk with wisdom. We women were also intuitive. I have gone through women a lot. And when you ask some questions, the red flags were there. But they refused to look at it. So as a lady, if you're single and you're watching us, please watch the red flag so that you don't go in and start complaining. Keep building your worth. Then build a network. I have seen women who say, you keep working, you keep cooking fresh soup every day. Who does that? You manage yourself, okay? There is something about, let me say it here, because, you do know that you can make base of soup. I'm being very realistic right now. You can make bases of soup, and then you pack them, and you just get fresh vegetables. And anyone eating that soup is eating fresh soup. Yes. So can you work out ways to monitor yourself? If it is outsource some things. You're asking me how I was able to cope and do what I have to do. These are the simple things, because when we keep looking at the big things, we forget the simple things. Learn how to take time off and rest. All right? And so you'll be able to apply. Be in your children's life, be in your husband's life. It seems like a lot, but if you plan yourself, you will do well. And at the end of the day, those things that cause conflicts, you've dealt with them. Now leave out the ones that will come, like we call it, act of God, things you cannot avoid. Those ones are different, but this is just the basic for it. Thank you so much.
Women are like tea bags. You don't know how strong they are until you put them in hot water. That is when you'll be surprised that a woman can go extra mile to carry plenty things at a time. I've seen some men struggle to do it. They say, how do women do it? You are a mother, you are breastfeeding, you are doing this, you are doing that at the same time. Me, I cannot do. So always and always, let us not limit a woman to the back corner. Let's put a woman in the front line and see what she can do. So at this point, if you're just joining us, that was the focus of the conversation today. And for those of you that have been with us from the beginning of this conversation, I believe you are learning and also enjoying this conversation. So we'll turn the conversation to Mrs. Nsebong Akpan, the coordinator of Credible Women. She's a politician. She's some persons will say she has done this and that, which time will not permit us to read the recitation. But tell us, how has it been to be in the front line as a woman, taking the front seat, leading people, both men and women?
Thank you for that question. Thank you, beautiful ladies. Well, it's been wonderful. it's been challenging though. But when you have God, just as one of the speakers said, you have wisdom, you have the courage, you can do it. Yeah, I started, I didn't just start now, started many years ago in the university. Because after God, I think it's politics I love. Yeah, people don't like politics, but I think I do. Yeah, my father was a politician, a kingmaker, and I grew up in that atmosphere. I told myself, I love to lead. I love to help people. I love to be in the forefront. So I started as a SUG's president in my university, the University of Rio. It wasn't easy being president, you know, as a woman, in the midst of men, people who belong. I did not belong. You know what I mean, in quote, belong. Yeah, but I won that election because I feel I carry people along. In my little, in my environment, I associate with people, the big, the mighty, everyone. I take all, and that was what really helped me. My opponent had a whole lot of stuff to share I did not have, but I think who I am and what I intended to offer to them, I told them, this is just what I'm going to do. My name is Enamunen, and the meaning of Enamunen is justice. Do the right thing at the right time. And that was how I won that election. I left there to the field politics. Yeah, I was campaigning for the former governor. I did a whole lot of politicking, and we all won the election. And I think it's who I am. I love people. And I want the right things to be done at the right time. And I always showcase it by doing it myself. And so people who love justice will follow me. That has always been who I am and has helped me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Barrister Ebere. Thank you, Mrs. Lucy. Thank you, Olalade. Thank you, Dr. Felicia, Mrs. Becky, Mrs. Francisca, and Ambassador Chukas, and also Mrs. Enamunen and Mrs. Nsebong, for making our time to be with us today, and also for sharing these beautiful thoughts, and for the resilience you had. You did not back out because of one blow, but you stood your grounds against all odds, and you are still forging ahead. And I believe that you've learned not just one, not two, but plenty of things here, that if you are aspiring to be up there, know that it will not be a walk in the park. There are so many things that you have to do. Like Lola said, that it will take twice the effort of a man for a woman to get to that position. So be ready to offer that. And when you see challenge, don't back out. Winners don't quit. So stay on focus, and you are going to be that woman that you always dream of being. This is the size of our package on Gender Corner this week, and it's been an interesting session. Let's do it together again, same time, same station, next week, and we'll bring to you another interesting topic on how to be that woman that you ought to be. Until then, my name still remains Blessing Ambrose.
Wow.
Beam TV, a broader perspective.